Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Spades here. I had a few students who submitted a request for help with the homework on my math lab, specifically with how to convert your answer from logarithmic form to decimal form using a scientific calculator. So whether you're taking college algebra or pre-calculus, this is something you need to know. And I'm going to use the example in my math lab as the first example. So if you've watched the homework video assigned, you were given explicit instructions on how to solve this particular problem. In solving these types of equations, the instructions are to solve the following exponential equation and then express the solution in terms of natural or common logs. Then use a calculator. Specifically, you'll be using a scientific calculator for this to obtain the decimal approximation for the solution. So the request for homework was basically, I need help with how to enter it in the calculator. So that's what this video is going to be about. Okay, so once you solve the equation, you are left with your answer there. Hopefully you can see it here in logarithmic form. Now we need to express our answer in decimal form. So get the decimal approximation. We're going to use a scientific calculator. So I have two different calculators here that I'm going to use to demonstrate how to obtain the decimal approximation. I have the Texas Instrument, the TI-30X2S, and I have the Casio FX300ES Plus, the first edition. So the Casio is really my favorite, simply because you can solve a lot of math problems with very little effort. All you have to do is enter it in the calculator. As you see it, press enter, and it'll give you the answer. Now for the TI-30X2S, it will give you the answer also, but you'll probably have to press a few more buttons than you would with the Casio. So let's get started. So let's go ahead and enter our answer using the Casio model. So I'm going to turn it on. And then I'm going to enter it exactly the way it is. Now, since I have a numerator and a denominator, I need to use the fraction key. So now that I've pressed the fraction key, you can see that the cursor is blinking in the numerator. So I'm going to go ahead and enter the numerator. So that's going to be ln 3, close parentheses, plus ln 7, close parentheses. And now I'm going to move to the bottom where the denominator, and I'm going to enter it exactly the way it is here. So that's going to be 2 ln 3, close parentheses, take away ln 7, close parentheses, and simply press enter. And there you have it. And so the homework requires you to round your answer to 2 decimal places. So you have 11 and then you have a 4. And since 4 is less than 5, remember the 4 and everything after it is you're going to drop it. So your answer then, approximate decimal answer, is 12.11. Now let's do that same problem using the TI-30X2S. So before I do that, I want to mark my paper here just to show you how you're going to enter it. So the little extra steps that you have to use for this calculator is, number 1, you have to always put in parentheses the top and the bottom, the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so that's basically you're telling the calculator that it's a fraction because you don't have that fraction key like you did with the Casio model. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to also put in the argument part here in parentheses as well. So notice that's what I'm doing. So in other words, you'll notice you'll have two parentheses in the back here of both the top and the bottom. And then in addition to that, here you have 2 times ln3. So you can use the the multiplication key to do that. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and enter it exactly the way I have it written here on the TI 30X2S. So I'm going to turn it on, clear the screen, and I'm going to start by doing parentheses, ln 3, close parentheses, plus ln 7, close parentheses, another close parentheses, and then you're going to do divided by because you have a top and a bottom. So now let's get started with the bottom, the denominator part. You're going to have parentheses, 2 times ln 3, close parentheses, take away ln 7, close parentheses, close that whole bottom, and press enter. And there you have it. Same answer, 12.11.